Hi, I'm David Smith. I'm the CTO of Croquet, and I wanted to demonstrate some of the cooler things that you could do with the Croquet OS. What we're looking at here is two distinct, very different worlds, different URLs. They're both Croquet worlds, but that doesn't matter. Any URL that runs Croquet will work. We see this flamingo here, and one of the things I want to do is move that flamingo from this world into the next one. So I'm going to tap him, which just pauses him. The behavior that controls that flamingo is actually sensitive to pointer down events. Once I've done that, I'm going to open up what we call a property sheet. Uh, Flamingo and every other object in Croquet is what we call a card. Cards are 2D and 3D objects that have geometry and often have behaviors. In this case, this behavior is a little circling behavior. And what I want to do to be able to move it over to the other world, I'm going to save it out right here. So I just saved that flamingo. I don't need the properties sheet anymore. But what I do is open this, and what we'll see is now we have that flamingo, which is a verse file, VRSE. Verse files are really just JSON files, and in here is a full definition of that flamingo, including where you can grab it, the data location, his scale, his original name, what's the current rotation and translation, that sort of thing. But once you have that flamingo object, which I saved to the disk right here, I can now drag and drop the flamingo from here into this world. And now, as you see, we've got the flamingo flying along the ceiling here. I want to pause him and I want to move him down because I'm going to add some other stuff here just a little bit more up. And let's let him fly around again. But now let's go get this a more sophisticated object. We have him fly around here. And we have this flight tracker globe, which is literally grabbing data from OpenFlight and displaying not every single flight, most commercial flights in the air right this moment. We can spin this object around. It's a pretty sophisticated application, actually. And what I want to do is the same thing. I want to save this object out now. And so now we have this flight tracker.verse file. And let's open that. And now we have a problem because if I move it over to the gallery, it's a pretty big object. It won't quite fit. So what I want to do is I want to scale him down to maybe about a third. So this is the actual scale of that object. We're actually editing a JSON file. I'm going to save that. And now let's go grab that JSON file, which is now right here. I'm going to drag and drop it into the scene. And now we've got our globe. I can walk around a little bit. And let's turn around. And we have our flamingo flying. I want to move this over to here. And as you can see, we've populated it with all the actual live flight data. We have our flamingo flying around. It was that simple. What's neat is all these objects are kind of applications. They're fully interoperable. Drag and drop one from one space into another. It just works. The entire scene, by the way, can be saved as a JSON file as well. If you go to the menu icon here and we hit save, we actually have generated the entire world as a JSON file, which we can then use when we host these in our web server. Thanks again. This is David Smith. I'm CTO of Croquet.io. Check it out.